Guess what came in the mail? A 3D printer. The ELEGOO SATURN2. Somebody one time said craft mean it's not actually ELEGOO, it's ELEGOO Infinity. Look at the ELEGOO Infinity Saturn 2, ELEGOO Saturn 2, ELEGOO Saturn 2, ELEGOO Saturn 2, legal Sat. I'm just trying to cover my bases for the comments, you know. So without further ado, I'm going to grab my trusty little Exacto knife right there. Wait. Oh, don't tell me. Alright, somebody mailed me a assistant for my workshop, and that assistant sometimes likes to steal my cutting tools. I know you got to be around here, so dare you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the shop baby. Shop baby, you're not supposed to have sharp tools like that. That's a bad example. Alright. You got to give me that back. I know what it is. Shop baby is not just like to steal things. Shop baby likes to help. Huh, shop baby? Alright, let's show the people what you can do. All right. Thank you, shop baby, wherever you may be. There you go. That's a big 3D printer right there. Setting up the ELEGOO printers has always been a pleasant process. That's a pretty big build plate right there. Here comes one of my favorite parts of this. Oh my goodness. That's what I call a resin vat right there. When I first looked at that vat, I seen dollar signs, to be honest with you. But just remember, you ain't got to fill the vat. You just got to put enough resin for your print. And there's you were side by side for comparisons. ELEGOO and them always send a nice little toolkit right here, which includes everything you might need for 3D printing. That's going to be for tightening the build plate and for other things later on. Let's go set that to the side. Alright, that's your little scraper. To be honest, I don't use the yellow one. There's you some side snips right there for cutting builds apart and things out of your print. Now these little paper funnels with a mesh at the bottom is for filtering out your uncured resin that you want to save and use again. And we got some gloves. I believe these ones look to be latex, so bear that in mind if you have allergies. But that'll do the job right there. And that's you a little bit of respiratory protection. I would probably recommend a nice respirator, but at least that'll be something. We got a little USB there. That's what we're going to copy our 3D files onto to print them. And here we got a new edition, ELEGOO SATURN, a little USB powered activated carbon filter. Hopefully this will help with the air quality, because with resin printing in general, and in particular when you get to bigger volumes and more vapors being released into the air, it's more and more important to try and control that, to redirect it, to filter it, or at least to protect yourself by wearing a respirator. Okay, please be careful. Here we go. Yeah, all right. We're going to loosen the build plate at these 2 points right here and insert this leveling instruction card and level it. What we're doing right here is making sure that the test card, the leveling card, is not too snug. So that means might have to back off just a little bit and check it back out and adjust that snugness, all right? And this is just a process of nudging and nudging until we get it where it's just barely able to move. Once we got that all level, we're going to hold down on the build plate and tighten it. We're going to install the air filter. And it's just a 1, 2, 3 USB processor. Now we're going to put a vat back into place. I actually like this vat. It kind of snugs down, files into place really good. Now it does take a little bit of extra twisting, to get the screws all the way down. All right, so this is not necessary, but I like to go ahead and test the light to make sure that it's going to be able to expose the resin. When ELEGOO asked me what I might be using the printer for, I said, you know what? Instead of printing something big, I would like to just print the thing that I've been wanting to print, this small, but I just want it at a really good, smooth quality with a finer striations. Here's the results that I get on my ELEGOO Mars Pro. Now, keep in mind, I'm macro zoomed in on this. If you're looking at it, just holding it in your hand, it's a little bit harder to see. But this is an injection mold I 3D printed. And as you can imagine, every plastic piece that I make from this mold will have the same striations. So I said, I wonder if I could print this mold and just make it real smooth. By the way, it comes with Chitubox, the software that you need to generate your 3D print slices. Now real quick for anybody for another visual comparison, that's the Mars 2, and that's what we're working with today, the Saturn 2 8K. Now when it comes to arranging the print, most people will probably tell you not to print it flat like that. That's going to be pretty aggressive, but I decided to do me 2 versions, one laying down flat and one at an angle.
I also decided to use my Resin Labs cable. I got this from Uncle Jesse, and it's designed to help you capture time lapses with resin printing. Because with resin printing, you cannot just set your timer or your intervalometer on an even increment and have it look consistent. You have to capture only when the printer is exposing. So you just get something to detect light, and you just stick it by your printer's UV light right there. Now every time it's exposing a layer, it's going to take a picture. And that looks something like this right here. Really like the results I got with this.
We got some flash there, but I think we might can get something. Look how smooth that already is looking. Hello. A quick tip for anybody that might want to do 3D printed injection molds. I have found that I get the best results if I let the 3D print come out just a little bit prior from the metal surface. All right, in other words, you want it to be not just flush, but jutted out a little bit. That's going to help the inside of the mold to meet up real good, and then it's going to compress a little bit when you clamp it.
It's still going to be some lines there, but much finer. Look at that. And I use the same layer height settings that I normally do, which is either 0.05 or 0.025. But I said, Craftman, let's try to get something a little smoother. And also, come on, let's just print something bigger. Let's don't waste this machine, Craftman. Come on now. People want to see. You know why they clicked on the video. So I went and visited my friend over here, Desert Octopus. Check him out on Instagram. He actually scans vintage Kenner style figures in other companies in order to preserve vintage figures for the future. And so, of course, I said, you know what? Let's go get us a science fiction bounty hunter and let's 3D print this thing. But print him super sad. Originally, I was going to assemble the pieces on the computer and just print them standing tall, all one piece, no articulation, because I don't think that this particular resin I'm using, which is Soraya Tech Clear, is not exactly meant to be flexible. And we've got some pegs on here. I don't know how much flex they can take. So I said, Craftman, let's just print the pieces individually. And if nothing else, baby, you could just glue it together, all right? I said, Craftman, what angle do we need to do these? 45 degrees? 40? Some people say even 44. And I stumbled across this right here. There's a formula, arctangent layer height divided by pixel width. So for example, if you have a layer height 0.05, and your pixel width is 0.0285, then an angle that you could use would be 60.31. That would be the most optimum. It sounds complicated. It's really not. You're just taking the size, your resolution, and factoring in your layer height to get the optimum angle. But it's going to be different depending on if you were in a cubic or if you this or that. But here's some values for you to look at if you're interested. And this time I set up the time lapse a little bit better.
It just really tickles me when one of these prints turns out smooth like that.
That is just so wonderful to look at. It reminds me of some just amber color, like honey, like you should be able to just eat it, bite it off the big plate, and just crunch it. May have some nutritional value. Please don't ever eat resin cured or uncured, okay? So there's our bounty hunter, and we're going to put him in the Bacta tank or alcohol bath. Craftman, thank you for this relaxation shot right there. And this is where I learned, Craftman, you don't necessarily need these heavy supports all the time. I was hoping I could do an ASMR style, like, you know, where they break off the sprues or they break off the bead supports, you know. But look, this thing is pretty stout.
It must have cured really good because it's difficult to come off, but that's a good thing because, you know, we want the parts to be tough, you know.
So I wound up just having to clip all of them. Every once in a while I could break one though. And you know we had to print the blaster.
I probably could have cleaned it better, but that's an extreme close-up for you. Yeah, just about like that right there.
Craftman got pretty ambitious and decided let's print the firing rocket Boba Fett as if I can even make that happen. But remember, we can just glue it all together, right? All right. The pieces were so big that I had to do them little batches at a time in my ELEGOO Mercury Plus, but we got it done.
One thing I did not anticipate is having some parts on the inside of that right there.
Extremely impressed with the ELEGOO SATURN2 AK. I clearly immediately get much smoother print quality, and I've only done these two prints, and so that's very exciting to me. And right now, I'm looking forward to maybe printing me a real big aqua. I'm really happy with the ELEGOO SATURN2 AK, so much so that I'm going to give away my ELEGOO Mars 2 Pro to one of my Patreon supporters. So over on Patreon, let me know the very first time Shop Baby shows up in this episode. If you're in the United States, I'll send you this printer. If you're outside the United States, we'll send you some money or equivalent value in stickers and some figures, action figures. Try to balance it out, you know. Yeah. I wanted to take a minute and just talk with y'all, just be real with y'all. Craftman realizes my frequency of video uploads has drastically decreased. Craftman was leaning real hard into animation and did that video saying, hey, I'm going to be doing animations now, y'all, you know. And it seemed like it was going to go well. I felt like I would have support for that, but it took so long to get my first little animation out that, you know, after about 3 or 4 weeks of waiting, I lost a good bit of Patreon support and just emails and things, and everything's okay. We have had a lot of setbacks and things, but really, I just put so much energy and time, and after that video, I got burnt out. So I'm getting back into making regular videos. Bear with me because I've got a few videos I'm obligated to do, and I'm going to try to get them done. But I'm wanting to get back into kit bashing and melting things and mixing things and doing all kinds of just random other little steady crafting things. And I hope that y'all continue to enjoy and bear with me. I'm not dead. I'm not super ancient yet. I'm getting old though, but I think I can hold out for another. How many episodes you think we can do, baby? Anyway, thank you so much. I love y'all. And keep on steady crafting. All right.
I got a little aggressive with the belt sander right there. See that? Yeah. But somebody stole the rocket. So that's disappointing. Shot, baby. Look at him right there. He don't even care.